One of the greatest things about the musical journey is getting to discover something brand new, something unique that you feel like you discovered, and then you get to go brag about it to your friends. But why do we feel like we have to categorize everything? It's a bad habit, maybe? Maybe we should stop this. Anyway, let's talk about it on episode 12 of I Got a Song. This is it. This is episode 12, episodio 12. Michael, what's up, man?
Hey, man. How you doing? How you doing?
Top of the world, sir. I'm feeling great this evening. How are you?
Doing well, man. Staying busy as always, but we were able to carve out a little time to get a little podcast action in. I'm excited.
Me too, man. This has been, I've been excited to get to this. There, I did it, man. I went and said that I'm so excited.
And you just can't hide it.
Yeah, but it's hard to hide it because I'm so excited.
No.
So what we've been doing, having a pretty awesome day, back and forth, creating, working on making covers for episodes and making little ditties and stuff, and it's been so fun.
The collaborative effort really has been so much fun, and we each bring, like, I guess a creative strength to the table, and it I always get excited. Like anyone that's curious out there, we've been creating our own. I guess you could consider them album covers for each episode.
Which nobody asked for.
No. Of course not. It's just something
much like the rest of the pod. Nobody asked for this.
Exactly. We're doing this as much, if not more so, for ourselves and for anyone else who might be listening. But
we said from the beginning, if nobody listens to this, it's fine.
Exactly. Exactly.
And turns out we have I guess a couple of listeners. We have 8 followers, and I think we probably know most of them personally.
Yes, of course.
I'm
proud.
I'm thrilled to have anyone
I'm proud
listen to our drivel.
To be able to present this with my best friend. It's just really been a wild ride so far, and I'm having a hell of a time doing it.
Michael, when was the last time that you heard a song in the modern era? Okay, let me back up. You heard a song that just came out.
Okay.
Like, say it's 1990. Okay, no. Yeah, okay, let's just say it's 1998, and you hear a song that's brand new. How do you hear it?
Well, you mean like how do I consume music in 1998?
Yep.
I wasn't listening. By 1998, I was not listening to the radio just a whole lot. If I heard anything new, it was word of mouth through my friends, or very seldomly and randomly in like a music store when I'm buying music.
Okay.
Occasionally you'd hear it on the radio. Occasionally you'd hear it in a show or a movie or something to that effect. But
fast forward to 2008.
2008, okay.
How do you hear a brand new song?
So 2008, this is obviously prior to most of the streaming efforts. So now you're thinking more like buying tracks off of iTunes, still buying CDs, still buying a lot of CDs in 2008. I'm thinking like iTunes, YouTube is kind of starting to stand up a bit, maybe. Although that might be early for trying to consume music on YouTube.
But still, boiled down a little bit, you are hearing about music that you think you would like from your friends.
Okay, yeah. Primarily word of mouth, yes.
2023, when you hear new music, where does it come from?
The vast majority of it's word of mouth these days because I don't listen to radio except for satellite radio, and the stuff I listen to on sat radio is so out. It's either stuff that I know really well, like the '90s channel, or stuff that's so bizarre that I would only be the one listening to it. So yeah, I'd say word of mouth. Um, you know, Spotify has pretty decent algorithms for shooting new music to you when you're in the mood to consume new music. But yeah, um,
This music that I'm going to share with you today, I did find on Spotify.
okay.
It was very clever, and it's I'm in. I know that's the platform that we're on, and not really anybody's listening. It doesn't matter, but that's where I heard this song, and man, I'm really looking forward to sending it to you because this is modern. Okay, and by modern, I mean it came out 3 weeks ago.
Really interesting. Okay.
Yes. Now, it's so hard because I'm torn between two songs. I might do both. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do one of them, and then based on the strength of that one, if you decide, hey, that's good enough, let's hear the other track, then we can play a second one if you want to.
I like that idea. All
right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get this moving because we're ready to get.
I was going to ask a question, but
rock and roll.
I don't want to. I just want to see the song.
All right. What I'm going to do.
I'll tell you what I had in my mind later, if it's.
Man, it's so hard. I'm trying to decide between these two. Okay, I'm going to go with this one right here. This was the first one that I heard.
Are these by the same artist?
Yes, that's the thing. So this one is a year old. Okay. And but I heard it like I want to say I heard it a few months ago. All right, it doesn't matter. We'll get into it. Here we go. I'm just going to send you the damn thing. Now, Michael has no idea what this is going to be. We haven't talked about it. He has no idea what's coming. You've heard the show maybe by now. This is how we do it. It's a surprise reveal.
Oh, you've shared this group before. Yeah. 2G Ether. I remember the cover and I remember the name, but
okay,
yeah,
2G Ether is the song.
Is it pronounced Ether, not Ether?
It looks, I don't know. It looks like Ether to me.
2G Ether. Okay.
And the band is Full Body 2.
Full Body 2. Okay, so this is the song 2G Ether by Full Body 2. Well, I'm excited, man. Yeah, let's dig into this.
Let's freaking rock and roll, man.
All right.
At this time, for maximum effect, we recommend you go listen to the song in question before continuing with the episode.
That was 2G Ether by Full Body 2. Michael, what kind of music is that?
It is instrumental, like prog rock, maybe, but like heavy. Man, that hit a lot of my buttons, I gotta say. That was enjoyable. I like that.
Man, I heard that like I think I heard it a few months ago, and then the new one. That song I heard a few months ago, and it's about a year old. It's from 2022.
Right.
It's from their first single called Demo 1. It's got 3 tracks on it. The other one on that track, I can't remember. Anyway, they're good. So anyway, I've got another one. The other track that I was debating on is from their brand new EP.
Okay. Do they do nothing but instrumental? Because I have not. Although I'm pretty sure you've shared this song or another song of theirs before because I recognize the name and the cover.
This is actually. I was just watching some YouTube videos. These aren't instrumental. There's vocals.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
They're either mixed way down or they're very subdued. They're not a big.
All right.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so I mean, so I have another one. Do you want to listen to another one, or do you think you're good on?
You know what? Let's go ahead and hear it. Let's hear it. Let's go ahead and knock it
Hell
out
yeah.
right now. Let's do kind of a back to back on this and consume them both, and then let's chat.
All right, well here we go. Stay with me now. I'm going to go ahead and get this next one queued up and ready. So, yes. Now, here it is. This is called Enix Wake. It's from the Infinity Signature EP from 2023. And I'm going to share this song with you right now. And so let's go into it right now. We'll be right back.
All right.
At this point in the episode, Clay and Michael listen to the song and then come back to discuss it. For the best experience, we recommend that you do the same on your music platform of choice.
And we have done it. Now we have played 2 songs back to back by Full Body 2, Enix Wake being the second one. How do you feel, Michael?
Man, that is so interesting. So
Isn't
interesting.
Yeah, it's different. It's so different.
It's different. Yeah, I like the kind of heavy drone, I guess is the best way to describe the guitars in the background, like this.
Yeah.
It's just this very reverbed up. It sounds like 8 guitars playing at once, although it's probably like one guy. But it's like, and then they have like whatever the melody is, almost sounds keyboardish. I don't know. It sounds like very synthesized. Synthesizer synth type thing.
Yeah. And then you've clearly got a live drummer.
Yeah.
So they're a 3-piece. They're from Philadelphia.
Interesting. Okay.
You've got Cassidy on bass. You've got Dylan, I believe, on guitars, or just guitar, and I believe you got Jack on drums. I could have Dylan and Jack. I might have them reversed. I'm sorry, but they're a 3-piece. I just watched a YouTube video of them, WNYU, of them performing. And it's just these 3 of these guys just in this small little studio space with mics and a kit, and they're all 3 facing each other, and it kind of reminded me of the way that I used to play with my band that I had when I was in my very early 20s, and they're just in there vibing, and they've got this sound, and this synth thing is going. And man, they're all just like zoned in, and it's so interesting. It was one of those things where I was driving down the road at the end of the day and unwinding as I do, and a new thing just kind of came on, and it just started this. I don't know, man. It grabbed me, and I really like what they're doing.
Yeah, and so the first track that you sent me was 2G Ether, right?
Yeah.
That one really spoke to me.
So you said that sounded familiar. I'd sent that to you before. It
sounded familiar, so I think you've either sent that particular track or something else of theirs. I don't know how much other stuff they have, but it looked and sounded familiar when I pulled it up. So I think I have heard that, although I didn't really remember it right off the bat. But I mean, my love and fascination with like all forms of instrumental music. So like,
yeah,
I mean, I love film scores. I love, post-rock stuff, a lot of post-rock stuff. I think that aspect of it really kind of what pulled me in on the first track, 2G Ether, because it's not post-rock, but it's more prog than post-rock, but it's like at the same time it's got this real like heavy drony guitar undercurrent thing happening that I really like, and it's just you can kind of
I hate to categorize. I mean, it's just, I don't know why we feel like we need to, but maybe it's just as a way of relating it to someone, but, so I hear like, some, I'm sure the shoegaze term was going to get thrown around with these dudes.
Oh, of course. Yeah, no doubt.
Whatever. I mean, whenever you make some cool music and it's something new and different, someone's going to always be like, it sounds kind of like blah, 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 even though it doesn't. So like whenever, whenever bands come out and they sound different, they get compared to people they don't really sound anything like, because someone is just trying to come up with some kind of baseline to compare. And so, this is like brand new. And I can't believe that I found this. I didn't find it. I mean, it found me.
It found you, yeah.
And I can't take any kind of credit for it or anything. It's just here, and I couldn't stop. I listened to it a lot, and it got me. I started looking kind of through their catalog, and they've only got material out going as far back as 2021, I believe. Yes, 2020. And so what's interesting this is another interesting thing I wanted to. Well, it's interesting to me. This may be as interesting as watching paint dry, but I think what's cool is that these guys, if you look, they've got 4 singles, and then their latest release from this year is their longest effort. It's an EP of 6 tracks. All the other ones are either usually 3 or 4 tracks. But they're doing those like pretty consistently, like every year, putting out 3 or 4 new tracks, when they can.
Right.
I assume. And then they've got this 6-track EP. And you know what? I think that's kind of perfect, because now, you and I are used to listening to albums in their entirety, because I think whenever we were, and this is totally going to sound like a dad thing, but when we were younger, my parents started sentences like that, and now I'm doing it too, whatever. But we had to, we went and we forked over our hard-earned money for a CD, and we went to the mall or Sam Goody, and we paid that person behind the counter $18, and we wanted all 12 of those tracks to be good.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And very rarely were they.
Yeah, and people don't really consume albums in full length. That I know of.
No. Well, no, because we're
I don't
kind
do
of
it
in
like
the
I
age
used
of
to. That's for sure.
We're in the age of like the instant gratification, where let's say a new album by a band you really love comes out. Now, you Clay Collins probably wouldn't do this, but I'm guilty of it, and I know so many people out there probably would be, where it's like, man, ABC band just put out this brand new album. They haven't put one out in years. I'm excited. I can't wait. Boom. Start at track 1, and you get halfway through the song, and you're like, no, I'm not feeling it. Skip. And now you're on to the next song. Oh, this sounds awful. Skip. Next song. Oh, okay. This one sounds all right. So you listen to that one in its entirety. You're 3 songs in before you listen to an entire song. And 20 minutes later, you've fired your way through this entire album, picking out maybe 2 or 3 songs that really did something for you, and that's it.
Yeah.
You didn't consume the entire album, and I think I don't know what the mentality is of like an established artist these days, especially one that would have been back to, some band or artist that started in the 80s or 90s or even early 2000s, where the album was what they gave us and not a collection of songs,
Yes. So
and I feel like we're moving more, we've probably already moved. A lot of artists have already kind of moved towards this, not so much an album as a cohesive unit, so much as this is the crap I was working on in the studio, listen to it. Here are these 12 songs that I was working on in the studio. They don't have anything to do with each other, and they don't really have anything to say across the whole album. Here it is. And people gravitate towards whichever songs they want to gravitate towards, and there you have it. But
I think the days of making a 10 to 14 song, 72-minute, disc or whatever album every 3 or 4 years. That's kind of the way it was done for a really long time. But I don't see that. I don't know if that's done as much anymore.
I don't know either. And
And what I'm noticing, especially with these guys with Full Body here, is that they've got in 2020 they've got demo 1 with 3 tracks, okay, and then the next year they've got Epcot with 4 tracks, and then the next year they've got 3 tracks on demo 2. And then this year they've finally got their biggest, which is 6 songs at 24 minutes. And you know what? That's just it's like the perfect amount.
Yes. Because... And I'll say this too, so the 2 songs that we listened to were separated by at least a full year of time, and possibly even as close to 2 years. I don't know when in 2022 the first song 2G Ether would have been released, but we're talking
in November 2020.
November. So okay, so we're talking like right at a year.
Yep.
And what I noticed and what I like, kind of speaking to your whole point here, is that they have a particular sound.
They've got a formula.
They have a formula. Yes, they have a particular formula.
Yes,
that's
I love that.
Evident across at least a year of time, where it's 2 completely, individual tracks, and yet at the same time you hear one, and then a year later you hear the other one. It's like, yeah, that's Full Body too.
You know what it is it's that 3-piece thing.
Yeah.
It's like those 3 people, they have just, I don't know there's like a special cohesion, or like everybody's got to be firing, because there's only 3 of you.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's got to be
on their game.
And whenever when you've got that formula that just fits, I was just watching, this YouTube video of these guys, and they're just, I mean, they're not jumping around or anything. They're playing their thing, and they're just doing it, and it's just, it's unique, and it's just cool. I don't know.
No, I like the point you're making too, because
it's been a long time since I've had something brand new, Yeah,
and you and I, we had this conversation not too long ago, actually. You consume so much more new music, and it doesn't, and not new in the sense of released last year or whatever, but like stuff that you weren't listening to, you are now. It could be 30 years old, but you didn't like it back then, or you just never heard of it, or never knew of it, or never gave it a second thought. It's something like that. You consume fresh. I should say fresh. Fresh is a better description. You consume fresh music a lot more often than I do, and as a result, I get a lot of fresh music from you, from our friend Chris. In fact, I'd say you and Chris are probably the primary sources of my fresh music takes. And
that's good to hear.
Oh yeah, and it's great.
Well, see, it's what's great is that in this like kind of era that we're in, is you can go back and just find, I mean, almost just about anything.
Oh yeah, and what's nice about it is that we have Spotify or Apple Music, or we have YouTube or whatever. So like, let's say Chris, for example, our first guest episode, we had our dear friend Chris. He dropped a Motorhead song on me that I'd never heard, to be honest. And
well, you hadn't heard many Motorhead songs.
But I have heard some. I mean, but what he played is like, man, this is a great song,
Yeah.
And now it's on my rock playlist, whereas a month ago I wouldn't have even thought, so fresh music. Fresh.
Yeah. No matter how old it is, no matter,
we have such great ways of consuming, and so now, we could have done this back in the CD days too, but let's say let's go back to you were asking, in 1998, word of mouth. Chris says, listen to this song from Motorhead. Like, oh my gosh, this is a great song. So then on Friday night, we load up in the car and drive to Hastings, and I find that Motorhead album, and now I've
Yeah,
got it. I might
for
only
$9.99.
be buying it for that one song, but I have it now. You know?
We love going and buying used CDs.
Oh yeah, especially if they had it like a sale or something like that.
Yeah.
Man,
To
it
this
was like,
day. To this day, man.
oh yeah.
I don't buy as many. You know.
Oh no, I haven't bought a CD in a while. I bought one, like a CD single of a song I really like, on eBay like last year, just as a novelty more than anything. But
Well, you know what's cool is that if you go to
even that was probably the first CD I bought in, gosh,
what was the last
7
CD
or
you
8
bought?
years. Oh, you want me to tell you? I'll
Well,
tell you.
you have to now.
You're going to remember when I tell you. So the
7 or 8 years ago.
no, well, the last album, probably U2. That first of these last
no
two.
Line on the Horizon.
No, it was later than that. Songs of Experience. I bought that CD, and that was the album I think that was the album that they dropped on everybody's phones, and it pissed everyone off. But I bought the CD because I was like, well,
What a
I've got
nightmare.
every other U2 album on CD. I might as well go ahead and buy this one too. And that was the last CD I bought.
Well, you know, if you go
Now,
to
the CD single that I bought last year was
you bought a CD single. I cannot wait.
you remember. You remember. I bought it on eBay. It was Keith Sweat Twisted.
Oh, right, because it had that mix that you
It
like.
had the mix on there that I liked.
The best mix.
Yes. And,
which is the one that's the sexual healing.
The sexual healing remix of the song Twisted, which you can't find anywhere else.
What is wrong with? Okay, yeah.
Anyway,
that's a very limited, but
besides
all,
the point, it's like, fresh music. That's how we did it before, but now we have so many resources to consume fresh music, and I really should be digging more music than I am. But man, I just have such a hard time. Like
a lot of it, I feel like it just kind of bounces off, and
yeah.
This one just I don't know, man.
Did it put its claws into you the first time you heard it?
The reason why it's on this episode is because it did something to me.
Of course, yeah. Well,
it grabbed me.
And I'm going to tell you,
it made me. My left thumb is got this divot in it from hitting the skip button on my my steering wheel.
Yeah.
And so, but I mean, I usually, if it's something brand new stumps on, and I'm like, I'm going to give it a good shot, if it's just like completely annoying and it's like 10 seconds, I'm like, no. But usually I'm like, okay, this is decent. I'll give it, 50%, and then skip. But this just and this was one of those ones where I listened, and then I listened to it again. I just played it again.
Did you immediately scroll back and listen again, or did you have to?
Yeah, and then I hit share, and I sent it to you and Chris probably.
Okay, yeah. Well,
and then I probably sent it to Coco.
Yeah.
And so speaking of physical media and Full Body too, if you wanted to go to Bandcamp, they have the Infinity Signature cassette for sale.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I mean,
and the compact disc.
Oh man! Okay. Wow. All right.
So go over there and support them dudes, because that's some dope music, Michael.
Yeah, man. I appreciate the share on both of these songs. Good call on just going ahead and dropping both of them, because it's two sides of the same coin, and I like it. I like it. And
it was such a breath of fresh air, because when I heard it, I was like, I wonder when this came out. And then I looked, I was like, this is brand freaking new. I'm so happy, So this 3-piece from Philly, I mean, they're doing some good stuff. I got one more thing to share. I can't believe I almost shut the show down and I didn't tell you this. Okay. One of the reasons I was so excited to tell you about this is because last Saturday night I had the opportunity to go see Full Body 2.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the thing, though. They were with 4 other bands, man. 5. I can't. 5 bands. I just couldn't do it. Now maybe it's because I'm just too old. But look,
Oh, you're saying you
one
had
of
the
them
opportunity and you did not go. Is that what you're saying?
I did not go.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, it seemed like, us
because it was
going
a
to a
bill
concert
of
is kind of
5 bands.
a big deal no matter what, especially between the three
Yeah.
of us, me, you, and Christopher. And
Now, me and Coco were gonna go. And now check it out.
yeah.
I don't know if there's another band called Trauma Ray, and I know I've sent them to y'all.
You might have.
They're really cool. I think they're kind of local. I think they're a Texas
Oh, interesting. Okay.
outfit, or anyway. So they were going to be there. There's also this band called They Are Gutting a Body of Water. It's a great band name.
Yeah.
Have you seen them pop up?
Negative.
They are
No.
gutting a body of water. It's a funny
Gutting
name.
a body of water. Interesting.
Yeah, gutting. Yeah. Anyway, and a couple other ones. But so, man, if it had just been Full Body and Trauma Ray, I probably would have done it. But man, to be able to have to, I'm sure they were all fantastic, but 5 bands, I just can't handle it, man.
Yeah, we're getting old, dude. We're getting old.
But and they were playing it. They were playing it. In Deep Ellum.
I won't say we're getting old. We're getting more selective in the situations we're willing to put ourselves in. How about that?
So we're like Spinal Tap's audience. We're getting more selective.
Nice, very nice.
Oh man. Well, buddy, I'm so happy that I got to share this with you, man. And
yeah, dude, that was rewarding. I appreciate this, and I plan on digging into him a bit more because both of those songs were great. The second one, has it has lyrics, although
the first one does too. But
they really kind of weave in and out of the
music.
Yeah. They're not. I won't say they're not important, but they're not why you're listening to it, I guess.
Yeah. Now they're they do have lyrics. They have lyric sheets on theirs somewhere.
Right.
If you look for them, they're out
there. I saw them pop up when we were listening to the song, but yeah. So like, in the second one had the formula was the same, but they kind of played with a more, I guess, what's the word, like dissonant time signature, where it's kind of like odd time signature where it's, and again, like jarring is not the right word, but it's like you're trying to kind of follow along and you're like the beat kind of throws you off. It's not a standard 4/4.
There's like a jazz influence or something kind of.
Yeah.
When I was watching the live little bits on YouTube, I'm not a drummer. I've only played in like just a couple of bands, but he looks like he might have some kind of a jazz influence or something. I could be completely wrong, but yeah, that interesting time signature where it's a little bit difficult to tap your foot to. I think that's interesting.
But it keeps
I'll tell you who
does
that a lot is the band. Okay, you know who else does that a lot is Helmet. I know I tell you that all the time.
You've talked about Helmet before. I haven't really.
They have such interesting time signatures and stuff. Sorry.
Well, I mean, even well-known bands like even Pink Floyd has messed with odd times. Oh, and you know who the kings of odd time signatures are? Rush.
And hey, you did say that they are kind of proggish, and that those are the kind of kings of prog. So
yeah, and
I didn't think prog so much when I heard these guys, but now that you say that, that's interesting. I hadn't even thought of it that way.
I don't know. My thing with odd time signatures, I don't want to go too long on this because we're kind of getting towards the end of our time here, but with odd time signatures, for me anyway, you've got to make up for it somewhere. So the music has to be awesome, or the lyrics just have to really pull me in. And if they do, then I am on board and I love it.
If they do it for the sake of being weird,
yeah. If they're doing
then
it,
it's not especially enjoyable sometimes.
No, exactly, and
it's not the case with Full Body.
So odd time signatures will either really pull me in because of everything else being employed, or I step out, I check out, and you can't get me back. So, One more
interesting tidbit,
please.
So the band name Full Body 2. That it sounds like a video game. or an
You're talking about
exercise video.
The music?
No, the band name.
Oh, the band name. Full Body 2. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Or a late night Cinemax.
No.
No, yeah.
Friday Night Cinemax. Oh,
But so what happened is they were in a band before these three, and it was just called Full Body, but it broke up, and so they just formed a new band of their own and called it Full Body 2.
nice.
That's it. I love it.
Yeah, that's
Anyway,
bravo,
that's what I found as a
guys.
basic Google search, but whatever.
Very
Man,
cool.
I'm really glad we got to talk about these dudes today.
Yeah, man, this was a great conversation, and we kind of touched upon a few extra subjects, within the context of listening to this band that's just all really good stuff, man. I appreciate the share on these songs.
My pleasure, dude. I can't wait to do this again.
Absolutely, bro.
All right, man.
And not to spoil or tease anything, but I've got a doozy for you on this next episode. Just wait.
Oh, bring it on. I can't wait. Can't wait.
All right. Well, stay tuned.
All right. This about wraps up this particular episode. Ladies and gentlemen, take your vitamins, say your prayers, share music with people, be good to people. Music is a gift.
Share music, and allow music to be shared. And
yes,
really open your ears, open your minds. There's a lot of good stuff out there, guys. There's so much good music out there.
Enjoy the ride.
Absolutely.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, we really appreciate you listening to the show today. If you enjoyed it, feel free to listen to the rest of our catalog and share it with your friends. Go ahead and follow us. And you can find me on Instagram at Clay Dang Collins. Thanks a lot. We'll see you on the next one.